I would rather get a fucking piece of mail from the IRS over a piece of mail from Disney. That's not a
God, right?
The government's dumb. Disney's not.
True.
Let's get into our stories here. We've got some am I the assholes, some relationships, and some
usual.
Yeah, per usual.
And kind of what this whole podcast is about.
And even though Sushie had her mini-sode, she's still gonna hit us up with her onion stories or potential onion stories. We're not sure what they're gonna be.
It's a secret.
Right before we get into these episodes, I do want to say I got this little thing that do us a favor, all right? Do us this small favor. All right. If you're listening, whatever you're listening to us on, if it's Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, whatever, right? Give us like 5-10 minutes. You can just do it while you're listening because it's, you're multitasking. You're listening to a podcast, like you're watching us, right? Do us a favor. Go bring this podcast up on iTunes. Even if you don't even use iTunes, if you don't use a phone, whatever, bring it up on iTunes anyway, right? Rate it and drop a comment. Because if enough people rate this, and drop a comment on iTunes, like rate it like 5 stars. Don't give us that. You asked me to rate it, and then you give us some bullshit. Like give us a good rating. Drop a comment because if enough people do this, it'll boost it up on iTunes, and iTunes is a pretty big deal to get your shit boosted up on, right? Because then they can recommend it. Under, I guess we're technically listed as a comedy podcast. Not sure if that's accurate or not. Actually, I think it's pretty accurate. I think we're pretty funny. I don't know, but that's what we're listed under. So it boosts up in that category for us, and we want to do that, right? So do us a favor, just rate it on iTunes and give us a fucking comment while you're listening to this. That would be super helpful. I know that out of all of you listening, like 2 people are gonna do it. That's why I'm just throwing to the fucking wind and seeing what sticks. But hey, those 2 of you that do it, amazing. But don't you want to be those 2 people that we praise and not like the other ones that we go, all these fuckers? All right, but anyway,
this podcast is free, so please just do us a solid.
Do us a solid. It would help because like there's something about iTunes, man. They just got that fucking.
Not only that, but the higher we are on iTunes radar, the higher we'll be on Spotify's radar as well. And also, we'll get more listeners, and the more listeners we get, the more interesting stories we can get.
Stories, yeah, exactly.
We can get real weird.
Yeah, we can get real weird. So.
And don't you want it to be weird?
No, and don't you want? Yeah.
Don't you want it to be really weird in here? I do.
I do.
I am so nosy. I need to hear all your weird fucking stories, okay?
Absolutely.
So send them in, and also submit the ones that you find on Reddit or wherever the fuck you find them.
Yeah, or if they're your life, submit it too.
Their life. Let us comment on your life. Mm-hmm. I'm ready. Let's go.
I got mine pulled up here.
Okay.
This is one involving. I'm gonna move this over here. Food.
Feuds.
All right. So so you guys and the listeners know, this person, they put in quotes every time they're referring to the person they're talking about. They literally put quote fake name quote. They wrote out the word fake name, right?
Okay.
I'm not gonna keep reading fake name because that's annoying. I'm gonna say fake name is fucking like Dave or something. And the reason I say that is because they even say like. They refer to themselves as quote my fake name. I'm like, why would you you're being annoying at this point, just fucking pick names. So okay. I'm gonna pick names for them just so you know.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for contaminating honey with peanut butter and not telling my peanut allergic housemate? Yeah, this sounds bad, but hear me out. I live with Dave, who is allergic to peanuts. He says he's fine if I eat them around him, but to be careful with cross-contamination. I limit my peanut consumption, don't eat peanut foods around him just in case, and am careful when I do. I clean everything after. I don't want to take any risks because it's not my risk to make. 2 years and not a problem until last week. I have a doting mother who loves giving fancy gifts, like my Easter basket this year, which had not much in the way of chocolate, but much in the way of homemade preserves and a jar of honey. Not your supermarket plastic tub, but a proper glass jar, and looked so fancy I expected to see the names of the bees listed on it. Nope, just the location the bees lived in. Now, we have some food rules. Bottle of milk in the fridge, ours. The fancy honey with my name on it, for good measure, mine. We're pretty good at not stealing each other's food, so I feel pretty safe with leaving fancy stuff in the kitchen. Only, I don't have much opportunity to eat fancy honey. I mean, pretty sure you're meant to do something special with fancy honey, right? Probably, but I don't know what. So last week, when I made myself some toast, I made a childhood favorite, peanut butter and honey and honey on toast. And because it was my honey with my mic name taped across the top, I didn't think twice before dipping the peanut butter knife into my fancy honey. Probably a waste of fancy honey, but we're out of regular honey. After I washed the knife and plate after putting them in the dishwasher and wiped down the bench just in case. I wasn't home a couple of days later when Dave decided to help myself to my honey. Now, following a hospital trip, he's home safe and we've had a chat about how to prevent such things in the future. But the question has arisen, who here is the asshole? Me for not writing contains nuts on the contaminated honey, despite knowing that my mic name is, or that my, wow, he said, okay, that my Dave is allergic, or Dave for looking at my fancy honey and deciding to help himself just a little bit. I mean, it's pretty annoying to have someone else eat your food, but the punishment shouldn't be a potential death sentence. And let's face it, who hasn't swiped just a little bit of a spread or condiment which doesn't belong to them? And time to fess up here, I'm the reason we were out of regular honey. We can't decide, so tell me, Reddit, am I the asshole?
Okay, so when he says, or when this person says that I'm the reason we're out of regular honey, is the regular honey a joint like the milk?
I'm assuming so.
I would assume that I need a little bit more information on that then.
Because all it says is we have some food rules, bottled milk in the fridge, ours, the fancy, and then the fancy honey.
So his name is on it.
Yeah, his name is on it. So basically saying everything else, if it's not like, if your name isn't on it, then it's everybody's.
All right, so if those are the house rules, then Dave is an idiot. Dave shouldn't eat things that aren't Dave's.
Especially if he has an allergy.
Especially if he has a fucking allergy.
So a lot of people say not the asshole, right?
Okay.
I'm going to say everyone sucks here.
Okay, why?
Because, okay, a couple of reasons. One, you don't fucking talk about how fancy your honey is and how amazing this honey is, and then cross-contaminate it. Right? Because if something is really fancy and something's really good, why are you dipping your fucking peanut butter knife? That drives me crazy anyway, right? Like, it's like somebody who like
slob if he wants to.
But no, but my point is, like, I don't care. Like, I think they're both idiots. Basically, is what I'm getting at. It's kind of like if you make a peanut butter sandwich, right? A peanut butter jelly sandwich. Do you dip the peanut butter do you tip the end of the jelly?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
I don't do that because then you have. Next time you want just some jelly, now you have fucking peanut butter in your jelly. I think that's fucking gross.
I wiped the knife, but not everyone does.
There's a difference in like I think you should wipe the fucking knife at least.
I mean, I do.
But like, I use a spoon for the jelly because one, it's easier to get spoon on a fucking or jelly on a spoon. But then I use a knife for the fucking peanut butter, but I don't dip it in there unless it's fucking wiped off because it bugs me, and I think it's kind of gross when you open up a condiment and you see another
and there's like
condiment
other stuff going on in there.
Are you gonna put the fucking jelly into the peanut butter and just have this rotting jelly in your peanut butter? Like they're kept in two different places after all. One's in the fridge and one is outside. You know, like there's a whole thing here. So that I think it's kind of weird, but also. To be like, oh, it's so fancy. Well, then why are you dirtying it up? So I think that just makes him a fucking idiot. So that's kind of why I'm just saying everyone sucks here. But also, the roommate shouldn't be eating things that doesn't have his name.
If you have an allergy and it says someone else's name on it, like
don't risk it.
And you know that they don't have an allergy.
So I'm gonna disagree with you on him being him sucking because of that, because it's his own fucking food. He can literally do whatever the hell he wants with it. Yeah. And just because you think it's nasty doesn't mean that he like sucks because of it. I think at the end of the day, whether it's fancy and him talking about it fancy doesn't matter. I think the fact that Dave ate something that wasn't fucking his and then he had an allergic reaction. It's kind of like the fucking lady who ate bathroom chocolate and then got high off of it. It wasn't yours to eat.
It wasn't yours.
And you're the asshole for this. Like, you're the asshole. You know you're allergic to shit. You shouldn't be eating things that aren't yours just in case. I hope you learned a fucking lesson.
I mean, I know I agree that the main problem here is the guy that stole the food. But at the same time, I'm also going to judge this other dude, mainly because like, and the same deal of like, yeah, it's not your body, but if you don't shower, okay, well, I'm still going to think you're gross. Like, I can still think you're gross for that.
I know, but is he
like,
the asshole for that?
I didn't say he's the asshole. I said he's an idiot. I said everyone sucks. I didn't say they're both assholes. I said everyone sucks here. I think that guy's an idiot because he's cross-contaminating his food after going on about how fancy it is. And basically what I'm getting at is you clearly don't think something is that fancy if you're willing to fucking cross-contaminate it. Especially like something like honey, where it's like, you know, like...
I don't know. I don't give a shit about any of that.
Of course you don't, because that's the whole fucking point. You don't give a shit, but this guy clearly does, or he wouldn't be talking about how fancy the honey is. If it wasn't for the fact that he's rambling on about how amazing and fancy this honey is, then he wouldn't cross-contaminate the honey, because he would have some respect for it. But he doesn't.
I still
So
want to know
who
if the
gives a shit?
regular honey
See?
is a joint
Like
effort.
it should be like unadulterated if it's so like special.
Exactly. Like it's like,
Yeah.
and other than that, if it's then it's just fucking honey. Then who gives a shit? Like, you know, if you went as far as to put your name on it because you think it's so fancy, but then like,
Well, it was also a gift. It wasn't like he just bought it for himself,
no,
too.
and I get that, but it's just like, how at the same time, how much? It's like having like, oh man, you had this like really fucking amazing, you know, filet mignon, and you put ketchup on it. You know, like it's that kind of weird shit where you're like, you don't get to dote about how amazing and fantastic this filet mignon was, but then you literally put ketchup on it after building it up and making it all amazing. Then you didn't really care about how amazing it was because you just fucking threw ketchup on it, like on it, like you know, it's like a weird. I don't know. That's why I'd say everyone sucks here because I think it's stupid. But yeah, you definitely shouldn't eat somebody else's food. And
When you have an allergy.
I do like the fact that he basically was like, listen, like I don't agree with the guy eating my food, but he definitely, you know, he probably shouldn't have gotten sent to the hospital for it. But at the same time, you
Right.
know, maybe be a little more
Right.
careful if you got that bad of an allergy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
Also
vibe
go
with that.
up.
I don't think the person. Well, I guess he learned his lesson, right?
Go up. His username is Peanut Assassin or not.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, it said, let's see. He had a couple of comments here. So there was initial blow up. Oh, so they did get into a little. I was curious if they got into a fight or not because he seemed so nonchalant about it. And they both seem to think they were the asshole here. So it's like there's not really a problem, but they're basically just trying to figure out who is the more wrong. Who's the more wrong between the two of us? And that's why I think everyone sucks here. One's an asshole and one's an idiot. That's my rating.
God.
Yeah. God, but imagine that eating some
Hey,
honey and then having to use an EpiPen.
Be the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
What have you got for us? Where's yours?
Mine, you moved it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't know you already had it up.
Per usual.
All right.
Okay. Am I the asshole for calling out my kid's future stepmom for treating me like a surrogate? I, 29 female, dated a guy, Joe, 30 male, for 3 months before he left me to go back to his ex, Kim, 30 female. Right after we broke up, I found out I was pregnant, and now I'm at 24 weeks. I let him know and he was ecstatic. Turns out his girlfriend had fertility issues and would likely never be able to get pregnant naturally, and he has always wanted to be a father. Getting back together was out of the question for both of us, so he's still with his girlfriend. Joe was only allowed at the initial appointment because of COVID-19, and we found out I was having twins. According to Joe, when he told Kim, she had a mental breakdown about her infertility and wanted to talk to me. I met them at their house, and Kim stated that she wanted to be involved in my pregnancy because she would eventually be the children's stepmother. She started telling me that I needed to do a home birth, that I needed to formula feed so that they could have the babies half of the week, and that she wanted one boy and one girl, and that she wanted the kid to call her mama since they would be calling me mommy. I shut her down and said I would make the best choices for my children and my body and left. Kim continued to be overbearing and texting me every day about my eating habits, exercise habits, bitching about how her job wouldn't let her take maternity leave. At the virtual genetics counseling appointment she attended instead of Joe and took over the whole appointment trying to talk about her family history, which wasn't relevant.
Because you're having babies.
When it came time for my 20-week level 2 scan, they allowed me one guest, and Joe suggested I take Kim instead of him, which I refused to do. Joe did end up coming, and he found out the gender because I wanted to keep it a surprise for me so we could throw a gender reveal party. I put a pregnancy...
Oh, my God.
I know. I put a pregnancy announcement on my social media, and then she put up an announcement saying they were expecting twins, quote, the non-traditional way, and how blessed she was. I was irritated, but I kept my mouth shut. Then she threw a gender reveal party and posted it on social media. I wasn't even invited. She also announced that she's having a baby shower. I commented on her post and told her to stop treating me like a surrogate, that the kids were not hers, and that Joe didn't have any claim or custody of the kids until they are born. I then called Joe and reiterated all of this and stated that I would not be seeing either of them until we went to family court and that my mother would be my birthing partner. He and Kim and some of her friends and family are saying I'm an asshole, and her mother even called and insisted I give her one of my babies like this is the Parent Trap. So am I the asshole?
You're wow, you were completely muted with that, whatever that reaction was.
Am I muted?
No, you're good now. But whatever
okay.
you said,
Well, I
just didn't come
screamed
through.
really loud, so it was better for everyone's ears. That's fucking weird, dog. Oh my God.
I hope there's updates to this, because holy shit.
Wait, I missed it. Are they married or is that just his girlfriend?
That
Just
is
his
just
girlfriend.
his girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, this is a single white female situation. I think it's weird. It's very weird.
Okay, so one of the comments, and this was the top rated comment, OP, I am not being dramatic in any way when I say this. Get a lawyer now. Keep records of everything, and whatever you do, do not allow yourself to be alone with Kim. Almost none of Kim's behavior is okay. It is, in fact, disturbing. Block phone numbers. File a police report for harassment if you have to. Keep yourself and your children safe. Edit. I was so disturbed by this post, I had to come back and add that assuming OP is from the U.S., she can go through her state bar association lawyer's diary and find a lawyer that specializes in family law. Get a consultation. Take no prisoners. Someone else here commented that you're being treated like an incubator, and that couldn't be any closer to the truth. Stay away from the baby daddy as well. This is all very, very shady. And that's the thing is, okay, Kim has had infertility issues. Get it. I'm sure that's very, very hard that your boyfriend impregnated someone while y'all were broken up and then got back together. I'm sure that's incredibly hard for you.
That's tough.
But you are not entitled to those children anymore.
Yeah.
You're not their mother.
You're not their mother.
And you're not gonna take care of them.
You're not even their stepmother because you're not fucking married.
No.
Exactly. You're not married, and it's not like the woman is gonna give birth and then hand the babies off to you.
Exactly.
She's the mother. You're in a baby mama situation.
Also, she's already dictating oh, you need to do a home birth. Someone said you have to do a home birth. Are they thinking or planning that OP will have a difficult birth? It's horrible that our minds can create such an awful idea, but damn it, terrible things have happened to unsuspecting pregnant women. I'm sure you all know what I'm referring to. Please be fucking careful.
See? Everyone knows that Reddit story. Everyone remembers.
Let's see, what was this in response to? This says, update. I never considered that this could have happened on purpose. We use condoms because I do not react well to hormonal birth control and I had to wait to get a non-hormonal IUD because of other medical issues. The Thursday that I posted this, I went to the police and they stated that there was nothing they could do because a crime had not been committed. In my state, orders of protection are criminal or family, so I was able to get one against Joe. On Friday, I did get a lawyer lawyer, and they let me know in my state there was nothing I could do as far as custody before the babies are born. So I will be leaving my state soon to ensure that this isn't my baby's home state and I can't be charged with anything. However, someone sent this post to Kim, and she came to my job, damaged my car, and broke a bunch of office windows. I work with children, so she was arrested for not just the criminal damage and trespassing, but also child endangerment. So hopefully that works in my favor. Also, if Joe did it on purpose, I don't think Kim knew, because she was screaming at me about how I stole her life and everything I had was supposed to be hers. So that right there, let me just clarify. In the like edits and stuff and all the comments and stuff, there were a lot of people who said, look, Joe has no custody over these children before they're born. They are completely and 100% yours because it is your body. So they basically said, hey, if you have family somewhere in another state, go. Run right now, go to that state, get away from the state that he and she are in, because when you fight for custody, they're going to go off of where the children are residents of, which is another state. So that's why she's saying I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna move to another state.
The fact that the fact that this other woman, one, she's fucking clearly a psychopath, but like, does she really think that's gonna work in her favor to go stalk this woman and then fucking break windows at someone's job? Like, her life should be over now. That's not a good sign. Yeah, like by now that woman's life should actually be over. If you go to a fucking job and break the fucking windows, now you have the job coming after you, not just you, but this fucking actual corporation coming after you too. Like,
so apparently when the OP responded to the Facebook post on about like, hey, these children aren't yours kind of thing. Commenters were like, oh, that's, really creepy. And she said, I think she did something like tell people that I was a surrogate or that I was letting her adopt them, because when I called her out, there were a bunch of people that seemed genuinely confused, which is quite a possibility. I mean, if she's over here going, we're having twins the non-traditional way, you're not having anything. You're not a mother.
Been married to this man. You're under no obligation to take care of these children.
And let me say this. I'm sure at the beginning she was probably like, oh man, Joe seems like he really wants to be a dad, and this is going to be a really weird family situation, but maybe I'll, she went over there and she was like, willing to talk to this woman, because she figured, okay, he's probably going to be with her, we're going to have to figure this out kind of thing, right? But the second that she started telling me what I was going to need to do. Yeah. And she left, but I would not be receiving text messages. No. That would not happen. That shit would be shut down immediately. You're not going to tell me what I am and are not going to be doing, because these are my children.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's so weird that she was like acting like she's going to step in and be the mother. Like this woman's just going to hand her children over to her. Like, so weird.
I think that the update came before or after I grabbed the post, because I guess they had continued talking about how like it was possible that, oh man, if you dated Joe for only 3 months and then he went back to his ex, like maybe
it was planned.
Maybe he did do it on purpose. Maybe he did, because if he knew about Kim's infertility issues and had always wanted to be a dad, maybe he took every opportunity to.
Maybe they thought it would be cheaper than going to like a fertility clinic, because it kind of is.
I would ask the question, do you think she looks similar to her?
Oh, yeah, very true. Like, very, very, very true. Very, very, very true.
My God,
that's so creepy. But yeah,
AJ.
I mean, I'm just saying,
somebody literally said Joe was sent out on a mission to create a baby for this girlfriend. And oh my gosh, she ended up with twins. Like, holy shit.
Like the jackpot, right?
Yeah.
And then this woman's mother, I know, I'm not going to look for it, but at some point, the OP replied to something and was like, Joe's mother called her to figure out what the fuck was happening. And apparently, like, she told her, hey, like, she understood her, like, the OP side, because she said that she never liked Kim and that Kim seemed unstable the entire time they were in a relationship. So even
baby dad
Joe's
mom?
even Joe's mother is like, look,
Okay.
like we would love to be in the children's lives, but Kim is fucking psycho. Like, be careful. So I 100% hope that she moves away and that she, once the babies are born, like, look, if Joe, I don't even know if I would give Joe any fucking time with them.
That's a tough one now because
what if he kidnaps them?
Exactly. If he's latched to this other woman, fuck it. Like, that's too much. It's too dangerous for the kids' lives to be latched to this other woman.
I mean, if he's still with her and after the babies are born, she has if Kim came to her place of work and endangered children, I'm pretty sure Joe's never going to see those kids.
But also, like,
I would hope so anyway.
I hope so.
I feel bad for for people who have infertility issues. That's a really fucking shitty hurdle to try to get past. But oh my god, does it turn some people into fucking monsters too? Like the moment they have an opportunity to have they see any opportunity.
They turn into like Gollum.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's fucking
so weird.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's like I mean, I don't know who. Obviously, there's probably other things going on in her life that's made her this fucking crazy anyway. But like, there's something there too. Like, we see this pretty commonly. Where like, it's like, oh man, like they couldn't get pregnant, and now I'm pregnant, and she's fucking freaking out, and it's like, she needs therapy. Like, you need some fucking therapy because that's.
Yeah.
Now I can't get over the fact that like he was just sent out to impregnate some women. You know, like
impregnating.
Like
Mission accomplished.
Like, oh my god.
My seed has been planted.
Like, do you think that's why they broke up to begin with? Like, he really wanted to be a dad.
Maybe they were never really broken up. Maybe it was like a ruse.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. Maybe you're right.
Maybe it was literally a plan because honestly, if you think about it, just knocking someone up is a lot cheaper than either getting a surrogate, adoption, a sperm donor,
and then like contacting a lawyer for fucking custody too is way cheaper than getting an implant.
I'm telling you, I want to know how similar they look. I want to know if they look similar.
I do too. Bring up an excellent point.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Even if it's like, oh well, they both have brown hair, you know, like just sort of like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, something, same color eyes, or anything.
What are the odds?
It's like, oh nope, that was planned.
Yeah.
I think she did the right thing. I don't think she's the asshole at all. She wanted to know she was the asshole because she did it on social media in such a public fashion. I don't think so. I think that.
Smart thing to do, leave a trail.
Exactly. I think it was very smart to in this situation
publicly,
let other people know, hey, this is not fucking okay and this is really crazy and now I need everybody to pay attention because
this is almost relationships, like really, you know, like just the meat of it. But yeah, like it's definitely, you need to have a public trail with this kind of stuff, especially if you're getting a lawyer and all this involved. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well.
Wow, what a wild ride. When was that written?
6 days ago.
Yeah.
This is still.
That's why I was like, I'm pretty sure she updated it like after I snagged it.
I really hope it works out.
Yeah, this is nuts. Yeah.
All the baby stories are always like,
right?
And the thing is, it's always a mom that goes fucking crazy with it. You rarely ever see like the dad's like, he's just foaming at the mouth for these babies, you know? Like,
Jesus Christ.
They're mine. These babies are mine.
Precious. Okay. Now it's time for layers.
Yeah, layers of deception.
Layers of deception. Okay, so it's everyone's, I don't know if it's everyone's favorite part, but it's a part of the Everyone Sucks Here podcast, where I try to dupe my friends with a real article from somewhere on the interwebs, or one from theonion.com, which is a satire website.
Okay. You're muted again somehow. I think it's just your audio. It's just like.
Am I? Hello?
You're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. How long was I muted?
You just the part where after you said, the Onion website, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
that's all
you
you
got
need
the description out. So
Yeah. All right, buckle up, guys. Here are the 2 headlines.
I'm ready.
New Arkansas bill would require teen residents to keep genitals on full display at all times. Or Pelosi says she would put up a fight against Capitol mob. I'm a street fighter.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait. Say the first one said, what was the first one about genitals? Like something about.
New Arkansas bill would require teen residents to keep genitals on full display at all times. So there is a bill that is trying to be passed where trans children do not receive medical care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like the hot news, the hot take.
I'm a street fighter.
I'm going to say Nancy Pelosi actually said that she's a street fighter and that she would have fought the Capitol.
She's gonna fist fight him.
She's going to fist fight them.
I'm
the whole
gonna.
Capitol.
Wearing her fucking sash.
I'm gonna say yeah. Her fucking Kwanzaa sash. God.
That would be like the variant costume. You have like the pantsuit Nancy Pelosi, and then you have the Kwanzaa
It's like
sash.
Dead by Daylight. Her skin.
Yeah.
The sash. Her Kwanzaa sash.
I need. All right, modders. Someone needs to mod fucking Nancy Pelosi into Street Fighter 5.
Please, someone do it, please. And she's like doing the bob like this.
Right? Just, oh my god. Street Fighter
All
Nancy
right.
Pelosi. Okay, I'm gonna say the fake one is the Nancy Pelosi one, and the reason I say this is because I think the other one is written in a way to like they're basically saying like it's kind of a buzz thing to get people like kind of like what this is too like I think the genitals one is like
It's like clickbait.
It's clickbait, and I think they're basically saying like, listen, this is how outlandish this bill is because we've already seen so many outlandish bills in these last fucking couple of years.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is the real one. I think
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi's fake.
I'm going to say Nancy Pelosi is the real one because she's fucking crazy.
So which one would you like me to read? This is really what it comes down to. Which one do you want to actually hear more?
I want to hear the Nancy Pelosi one, but I want to know which one's real or fake, obviously.
Oh, well, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so, guys, dun, da, da, da. The Pelosi one is the real one.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking
This
knew it.
bitch said she's a street fighter.
Ma'am,
She's gonna
you were-
fight the Capitol.
You were 80 years old and you have
your
like...
bones are made out of dust.
Okay, what is it?
Who are you fighting, man?
This is as bad. Like, not to get like too fucking political with bullshit, right? But I do remember seeing a tweet back when Trump finally put on a fucking mask, right? And it's like his presidential one or whatever. And this woman tweeted like, "Man, he looks like such a badass." And I just remember being like, imagine thinking that like an 80-year-old man
With a fake tan.
with a fake tan and a fucking toupee is a badass. Like, why do people think like?
Hey, it'd be completely different if he was like super buff and
Yeah,
like had like some
Yeah.
aviators on, but no, this man
Yeah.
is like
These are-
he can't even stand up straight. He's hobbling down ramps.
All of our politicians, all of our politicians are like overweight old fucking people. None of
Right.
them are badasses. None of them are fighters. None of them are
Right.
like you're all like
Like, ma'am, you have osteoporosis. Please sit down. Who are you fighting? I can't.
Fucking, I can't.
I can't.
who did she say she would fight?
The whole Capitol
The
riot.
fucking mob. The fucking mob. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says in a new interview that she would have put up a fight had she encountered rioters at the Capitol on January 6th. Well, I'm pretty tough. I'm a street fighter. Pelosi told USA Today while acknowledging that some rioters intended to harm her. They would have had a battle on their hands. Pelosi joked that she had a weapon on her in the form of her stilettos. I would have had these, she said while lifting up her foot, according to USA Today.
All right. So when that mod happens, now she has to be Chun-Li because
She has to like hold a stiletto in her hand, like
That's the
katana.
other-
That's the finishing move.
That's the other default costume.
Oh my god, this is
Ma'am.
I hate all of our politicians.
So that is a real article that exists on thehill.com.
I wanna hear from her bodyguards. I want to hear from the Secret Service.
I want to hear them rolling their eyes, like, ma'am. So you're getting me into a fist fight? I didn't sign up for this shit.
Right.
Like,
I didn't sign up for this. The Secret Service is like, motherfucker, I did not do 3 tours in Iraq to fucking.
Also,
You know?
like none of the rioters are particularly the brightest bunch. Obviously, they're fucking terrible human beings, but at the same time, don't act like you're gonna fucking cross an angry redneck. Like, have you seen an angry redneck? Like, they don't care.
Got super stupid.
They got
strength.
that dumb strength. You know, they just fucking go. Fucking blitz everything because they're fucking angry rednecks. Like, you don't cross an angry redneck. You just fucking wait for the storm to blow over. Because much like a wild animal, they're just gonna do what they do and then move on. So it's like a grizzly, you know. You just kind of lay down and you just fucking curl up in a ball.
Like a grizzly.
And you just hope that they don't fucking do too much damage before they get bored and move on because they're a fucking bunch of angry rednecks. So don't act like you're gonna square up with them because they don't have no remorse. They don't care. You're an 80-year-old woman with a stiletto. Shut the fuck up. Like,
an elderly woman with her fucking little kid heels.
Geriatric. Come on. Like,
Do you think she's gonna throw her shoe like a ninja star?
Like,
oh my god. I can't.
God. It's like, how did that story exhaust me? What happened? Oh my god.
I'm just thinking of her Secret Service. It's like, ma'am, please stop.
This woman said, I'm a street fighter.
She said with her whole chest, I'm a street fighter. My weapons are these heels.
I would have loved it if she had said, I'd been raised on the streets.
I've been raised on the streets.
The streets raised me.
I've been raised on the streets.
I went to the school of hard knocks.
Right?
Hell.
I was born behind them white picket fences. You know how hard it is to mow these lawns?
She's gonna like take her pearls off and start swinging them.
Yeah,
like nunchuck. Fucking nunchuck, baby. Fucking Nancy Pelosi, sit your old ass down, please.
Fucking hell.
What? Like, isn't AOC like actually kind of from the streets a little bit? And she's like, I'm not.
She's
fucking
from the Bronx.
Yeah. And you know what she did? She's like, I'm not fucking with this. I'm fucking hunkering down.
She was like, because she's seen the street. She's like, this bitch.
Right?
Exactly.
Oh my god, can you imagine AOC reading that article going, this dumbass?
Yeah, right? Like, I can't.
This fucking dumbass.
Like,
I wish I could see her reaction. If she's ever on Twitch again, I'm going to put that in the Twitch chat. Like, so, what did you think about Nancy Pelosi saying she's a street fighter?
I need to see this reaction, too. Yeah. Oh, my God.
AOC, get on our podcast. Talk about some dumb shit with us.
Yes, please. I'd love that.
All right. Here we go. So, for relationships, I know this is going to make Sam upset because she already saw the title of it.
I saw the title and like right before going to sleep, and
it's going to make Sushie upset,
sighed really, really hard.
So, I picked this specifically for you two ladies.
Look at this username.
It's ladies' night. All right.
I just want to see Sushie's reaction.
The username is "Don't Hurt Me No More." All right. So let's see Sushie's reaction as I read the title, and I'll move it over so I can read it. So I'm coming to you. This is the male world coming to you, the females. The females. 28.
Women.
28 male, single. How can I approach and talk to girls who I don't know without coming off as creepy? I've never seen her squint so hard.
Because I feel like once you have to ask that question, you're already so creepy. There's no help for you.
How?
Don't talk to us.
How do I talk to women, folk?
Don't talk to us.
All they want to do is stare at their breasts.
If you don't,
God.
if you don't know them, don't speak to them. We're fucking
Don't
busy.
look at them.
Hearing Sushie say breasts is as bad as hearing her say big balls.
How do I look at her big balls?
Her big chest balls.
How do I look at her big chest balls?
Okay, so Today, should I do this in a nerd voice or just in my voice?
Yeah.
Today, I was at the supermarket and I saw a gorgeous looking girl.
I'm gonna scare people off if I do it the whole
Yeah.
time. She looked close to my age, and she went to the cash register next to me at the same time as me. That means you're connected. So we left the market at the same time. I walked slowly to catch just a little bit more of a glimpse of her. Is this a misconnection?
I know, right?
And
I waited in the parking lot.
And I really wanted to talk to her more and introduce myself and catch a whiff. That was me adding that in. But I just couldn't bring myself, or I couldn't just bring myself into it. I was too afraid of seeming creepy and stalker-like. How can I move past this? Because I feel like I may have missed a lot of opportunities in life where I was in a similar scenarios. Like a girl sitting on a table in front of me at a bar, for instance. But I was just too afraid to approach them. I have no problem talking or flirting with girls who I know, but when it comes to complete strangers, I just get too nervous. TLDR, I'm good at talking to girls that I know, but I get too nervous when it comes to meeting girls that I don't know but I'm interested in. So I accidentally didn't copy the link to this. It's probably still up, but whatever. I don't have the comments on this. I do remember a lot of them were basically saying don't, like
Just don't.
Oh.
But okay, ladies, if you want to give your input before I give mine.
Why are you doing like the Beetlejuice voice? Ladies, it's showtime.
Because I was readjusting and my voice got all weird. That wasn't actually supposed to be like, ladies, it's showtime.
Ladies.
Okay, let me just for any of our male listeners out there, let me explain something. If I came out of the grocery store and I'm walking to my car, I know that you're looking at me. I know that.
Right. My head's on the swivel.
I also know that you're coming out of the store behind me. I know that already. If you speak to me, I don't want that.
Unless it's literally like you dropped your keys. Hey,
Yeah.
don't open your mouth.
Don't talk to me in the parking lot. You know why? Because we are trained to fucking know that we could be stolen out of that parking lot.
Yep. I'm not trying to get snatched up.
I don't want to die, so the onus is on you. Like, I don't want to I don't want to talk to nobody that I don't know. Anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody that I don't. Let me reiterate what happened on the minisode. Don't talk to me. Like, I don't want anyone speaking to me. I don't want to be flirted with while I'm doing errands. I'm busy.
And
I'm fucking
Day
busy.
to day, just living activities. It's always so weird and cringy.
and just from the male dating side perspective of this, right? I feel like a lot of, I'll say maybe insecure dudes. I don't know, fucking people who get so caught up in this whole like, how do I talk to girls? How do I make a relationship? If I, there's a time and a place for everything, and it's not any of these scenarios that you're thinking of. You saw a girl that you like, because this whole idea, you didn't miss any opportunities, dude. You missed no opportunities because there were no opportunities. You didn't talk to people. There were no opportunities because they didn't even give you an opportunity. Like even if you talked to them, there would have been an opportunity.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you didn't know how to start talking to them because there was no reason to.
You have this weird idea that like because you didn't talk to them, you missed out on them. That's not how this works. It's not like you talk to a girl and suddenly she opens up and now she's yours. That's not how this works. And like this whole idea like, oh, I've missed out on all these things. You didn't miss out on shit because you're looking at girls in fucking very, very public places where they're doing very, very public everyday things. Oh, a girl was at a bar? Okay, so fucking what? Oh, a girl's at a grocery store? So fucking what?
Also,
these aren't the times and places to be getting in a relationship.
Also,
like,
the whole thing is very appearance because the only reason why you want to talk to her, she was gorgeous. You don't know anything about her. Nothing. You know nothing about her.
Right.
The reason why you're okay with talking to other women and flirting with them is because you have already learned about their personalities. You feel comfortable with them. That's how you form a relationship. You don't this whole thing that boys are taught is you go to a bar to meet girls. You go to, your grandpa met your grandma at the grocery store, or like all this fucking shit, all these like everyday things. But I guarantee you it was not literally because he screamed at her from his car. You know, like this is not how relationships are started.
And like, I want to, the big part here is you say that, you know, I'm nervous when it comes to meeting girls that I don't know, but I'm interested in. You are not interested in them. You are physically attracted to them, but you're not. There's a big difference there.
Not the same thing.
You are not interested. You don't even know them. This girl could have opened her mouth and been a fucking raptor, and you go, oh, you know, like you don't fucking know anything about her to be interested in her. This is a complete and utter stranger. There's a difference, and not going, oh, that's a pretty person, and going, oh, I'm interested in them, because you're interested in somebody after you form a connection and you think about the conversations you had with them and go, oh, man, they look fucking cool. You know, like that's how you get interested in somebody. And I do like Sam was saying with the whole like how boys are raised now. I kind of want to like this might be a little bit of a tangent, but fucking whatever. There is a big issue that we in a societal sense have with fucking systemic everything, right? It's shit that we see, that we are normalized to, that we all makes it think that shit is okay. You know, it's the same shit as like, you know, why we all grew up seeing movies where why is the fucking black person always die in this? Because it's not inherently, it's not the movie being racist, but it is. You know, it's like it's a systemic shit that programs you to go, oh, this is a little bit more normal, right? This is a little bit more normal. And we see this with everything all the fucking time. We see it with race and we see it with gender. And these are the two fucking biggest things we see this shit with. We see it with things all the time to try to normalize us to it. But the big thing with the whole dating scene is that, like, all of the shows and the movies that we grow up watching, it's literally the woman is this object to be won, and the dude is very relatable to you, but on very surface level things. It's very surface level relatability. Mm-hmm. It's not like, you know, it's just like it's things that you can go, oh my god, I relate to that because it's so fucking bare bones surface level misogynistic shit ultimately.
Yeah.
You know, like, and we see these movies and as kids, we grow up watching them and you don't know any better. You know, it's like you can't get upset at the people for absorbing the systemic shit when they're children because we don't know any better. That's the whole point. Mm-hmm. That's why we have these issues, you know? Like
it's taught to
us. You have to literally reflect on it and go, oh, this is fucking bad. You have to go, why are they literally always killing the same people in these movies? Why is this dude always rescuing this fucking woman? You know, like, why, like, you have to fucking answer that question and go, oh, that's fucking wrong. This is a problem. It's literally training me to think these people are bad and these people are prizes. You know, like, that's right. That's what has happened. And so, like, when people have these mental these things, these like weird questions like this, I don't blame them for having that mentality because they were trained that way. However, you are 28 years old and now is too old to still be that way. It is different if you were a fucking 14-year-old boy who is going, I'm nervous, but also I see all these cool guys on these movies and you don't know any better because you're a fucking 14-year-old boy. You are a 28-year-old man. There is no excuse to be like this. There is no fucking excuse to be this way. You know, there's a difference in being a little bit nervous around talking to people because you're a little socially awkward. That's okay. You're allowed to be awkward. You're allowed to be nervous to talk to new people, to talk to girls. It's okay to be fucking nervous to talk to somebody, but you don't do it this way. Mm-hmm. You don't. Like, even if, like,
because you're right, they're not interested in that person. They're physically attracted to them, and like for me, like if all that you're interested in for me is that you're attracted to me, I'm already like, bleh.
Yeah, like, And when you say coming off as creepy, but the very first thing you say is your detailed description of how you followed her outside, basically. Your very detailed description of how, you just happen to be checking out at the same time. You just happen to be leaving the grocery store at the same time.
You stalking her, stop it.
Yeah, you literally say, I don't want to stalk her, but then you did.
You were telling me how you stalked her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can sugarcoat it and try to go, look at me, I'm not being that guy. I don't want to be that guy. It's like you're...
It's always the nice guy. They're always nice guys.
Exactly. You're half aware of what you're doing, or you're fully aware, but you're trying to cover it up. So the answer here is don't do anything that you did in this post.
Stop doing it.
Stop doing everything you did.
Yeah.
You see a girl that you think is fucking cute at the grocery store, you keep that shit to yourself and you go home. The end.
Write a misconnection about it, and then I find it and I make fun of you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get a laugh out of it, and everybody wins.
I feel like there's also like a huge difference between like, say he was in the middle of the grocery store and they were on the same aisle, and then they made like a joke to each other about some fucking shit, and then started like a conversation, and then oh man, they parted ways, but then they checked out at the same time, and then oh man, they walked out of the store at the same time. You have somehow started a conversation already, and so it would be more acceptable to maybe say something like, hey, like, I like your jokes, like, here's my number kind of thing. But if you literally didn't fucking say anything, and then you slowly walked behind me to catch a glimpse of me, and then you really wanted to talk to me, but you didn't know how because you thought you looked creepy. You looked creepy. If you think you looked creepy, you were being creepy.
You were.
Yeah.
You were being creepy. And let me tell you, we were fucking aware of it. We were aware of it. We're always
she was
aware of
looking
it.
for all the exits. She had her keys in her hand.
Like I don't know how to like say it without hurting some dude feelings, but damn, y'all are creepy.
Well,
It's always the nice guys.
And that's the thing. And that's what I was trying to get at with the whole systemic bullshit. Is especially the nice guy bullshit. It is so, again, I don't want to blame you, but you have to grow out of it. I can't blame you for being brainwashed in this way. You know what? When I was a fucking teenager, I was probably the same fucking way. Not saying like I fucking stalked women, because I didn't, but it's that whole bullshit of like, how do I approach them? Because you see these fucking things and you go, how do I be like that? You know what? It comes so easy.
Yeah.
Right? And you ask these questions because that's what you see, And like Sam said, there are genuine things that can happen, but it's fucking few and far between, It's some bullshit like, oh, whoops, a comical thing happened. You literally put a box of cereal up and knocked another fucking box down, and you make a joke about it, and they might respond, like, oh, fuck, I'm in it, there's...
Yeah.
No, genuinely no connection. You're weird, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you want, and I'm sure you both can probably have similar things, but no relationship that any of us have ever been in has ever started at a fucking grocery store or any, it's never a fucking complete and utter stranger that just happened to approach you at a fucking store and you're like, you know what? Let's date. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually something you met through friends.
There's literally more to it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's literally more to it.
Something.
I would like maybe a little bit of a conversation.
I mean, there... Of course, there's always the fucking, random rare person that this happens to, but you are not going to form any relationship with someone when you just walk over to them and go, hey, my name's John, here's my number. I think you're pretty attractive. We should go out for coffee. There's literally nothing. Where the fuck did you come from? How did you see me? Where the fuck, there's nothing there.
Let's just say the smooth guy from the movie does not exist. That does not exist.
Right.
It does not exist. Like, just because this dude is doing it and he's the fucking whatever,
James Bond was literally created to fulfill that fantasy.
Yeah. And
Right.
But not only does the smooth guy not exist, but the awkward, charming guy doesn't exist either. All the Jesse Eisenberg character that just...
The Michael Cera's?
Yeah, Michael Cera, he definitely 100% exists because he just plays himself or everything. But
But Michael Cera's not getting in my panties. Michael Cera's gross.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like, if some like little like I don't know.
That's
like,
why I said Jesse Eisenberg, because
like
he always gets with a fucking hot chick in these every movie that Jesse Eisenberg is in. He's always like, it's always these like really fucking hot chicks are like throwing themselves out, and he's like I'm stuttering the whole time. Like they're making fun of him. They're like,
gotta blast.
like they're not like
fucking blast.
It's not like, oh, you're just so goofy and weird that I just. Oh
nope,
God!
I'm not interested. I'm not interested because that guy is gonna gaslight you and like deflect all of their insecurities onto you. No,
that's what I'm saying.
No awkward nice guys for me.
They don't fucking exist. And if I had to give any form of actual relationship advice to anybody who's trying to get into a relationship, it's stop trying to get into a relationship. I don't think anybody's ever.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like when you're looking for it, you do weird shit.
You do weird shit.
Yeah.
You overthink. Just fucking. You know what? It sucks. We're in a pandemic. Yeah, you can't see people. You can't go out. Whatever. All that bullshit. We know. But like, even when things are normal, stop looking to be in a relationship. Like, yeah, maybe you're lonely, but also figure something out. You know, in the sense of like figure out what you can do with your free time. Have some fun. You know, if you are lonely, take one of your hobbies and find out if there's other people that do it. Maybe there's a group of the people that do your hobby that you can join that group and you can meet people with similar hobbies.
Yeah.
There might be maybe there's girls in that group. Who fucking knows? But don't do it because you're looking for the opposite sex. Do it because you want to fucking not be a lonely person. You want to share your hobby with other people. You know, like like relationships happen because you're acting like a normal human being, not because you're fucking frothing at the mouth and need to fuck something. Like,
Jesus, that's a terrible mental image. God.
So that was my relationships.
I love that he picked this so that we would be angry, and then he went on a huge tangent. That was my favorite part.
I know.
So what we learned today is AJ hates incels almost as much as we do.
It's because it's because he literally has seen it at every fucking convention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like is highly aware of the situations that we end up in that we don't want to be in, that somehow we end up in anyway. That we actively avoid
AJ
being
has
in.
literally seen Sam and I like stand around and like in like a convention floor, and there'll be like 12 nerdy dudes standing around us, and we're like, "Yup,
he's
this
seen,
is scary."
He has literally seen the incel huddle.
They've literally I'm not even exaggerating. They form a circle.
A circle? Like we're a
like
ritual.
it's a wall, like it's Stonehenge.
I've literally
it's
grabbed.
Nerd Stonehenge.
I've literally pulled people from the incel huddle.
Yeah.
And I've literally put myself in between the human beings and the incels. Like take me. Like it's disgusting and
it's
so
rough.
He's seen us both like pressed against the wall
up against
in the bar. We're like, oh god.
And
this is where we die.
And the thing is, there is something to be said about the whole like weird incel huddle too, because it is literally just as scary as, and I'm like just like it's like if the dude who comes up and he slams his hand next to your head, like that intimidating dude. They got that dude who pins you up against the wall and slams their hand against. They're barring you. You know that shit is just as bad as the incel huddle where they slowly approach you and just back you into a corner. It's the same thing. They're preventing you from leaving, and while it's not as physically aggressive, where they're letting you know you can't leave or I'm controlling the situation. They're doing it, but they're doing it in a almost a worse way, because at least the guy who slams his hand on the wall, you go, hey, fuck off, dude. I know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But the incel one, they just keep closing in. Yeah. And then suddenly you're like, why are there like 6 of you? Like, how did you multiply?
Where did you all fucking come from? I was standing in line for Starbucks. Why is there 15 dudes in a Bethesda t-shirt around me right now? What's going on?
Bethesda t-shirt.
Here we go. This is the final comment I'll have on this, and this is for anybody who goes to conventions. If you are that excited to meet a girl at convention, stop. Stop right there. Don't do it. Stop. You are being weird. I promise you're being weird, and I promise you she thinks you're being weird, and she's giving you that 5 minutes so you don't kill her. Like, it's literally hey, I'm going to smile and nod, but also I'm kind of terrified of you because
Right.
you literally approached me in the most awkward way.
Yeah.
I have literally had somebody that he knew I was friends with someone, and he was a big fan of hers, and he kept asking me where she was. And he
Don't like
waited.
that.
This is at TwitchCon. He waited outside, like at the opening entrance. He never left the opening entrance to TwitchCon. Every time I would walk by, he was there, and he'd be like, "Haven't seen her yet." He did this for the entire weekend. And I'm like,
my
dude,
God.
you spent all this money to go do this. Like, I don't care if you're a fan of this person. There's a fucking point where it's like it's too much, dude. If you
Right,
realize
like that person probably had a meetup or like somewhere that's safe for everyone.
Yep.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's the thing is, like, if you're waiting for somebody because you agreed to meet them, that's much different than I'm waiting to them to see if they show up.
Yeah.
Like, don't be that person.
Yeah.
Don't fucking be that person because
Probably if they're a content creator like we are, we're always like posting like what we're doing. Like, stop being weird. Like, they're probably showing the booth that they're at. Stop being weird.
Yeah.
you know how many times like you can like. Yeah, exactly. Just don't be weird. Like, just don't be fucking
Don't
weird.
be weird.
Like,
I think a thing that they like when people meet us, they don't understand is like, you know what I look like.
Yes.
I do not know what you
yes.
look like.
That's
Yes,
a
yes,
scary
yes,
thing,
yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah.
That so
Even if you're a big fan, someone that
Yes.
is coming up to me that's like, it's still gonna be weird for me because you're not like, hi, this is my username, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know what you look like.
Oh yes.
And you think you know me because you watch me on the internet.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
I've definitely had that happen in several situations, in several meetups and stuff, because people forget. They really do. They really do forget that I only know the color of your username. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
And
all I
if you
know
change
about
that,
you.
I already don't know who you are.
Exactly.
If you change the color of your username, that's it. You're a stranger.
I do not know what you look like. I have no idea who
I
you
don't
are.
know.
You can't
Right.
just come up and go, "Hey, I'm Dave." Who the fuck is Dave?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I know you as
Has this ever happened to you? Someone like holds up their badge and they flip it around. They're like, "Guess who?" And I'm like, literally don't know.
yeah.
don't know.
Don't
and
do that. You're
yeah,
freaking me out.
Yeah, I
Why
need
would
you
I know who you are? You're
to
not my
do
friend.
that. Yeah. That's a whole other tangent.
That's a whole other tangent. Like there's just a I don't it's weird because like all of these conventions and stuff they're weird because it's a bunch of people who don't normally socialize that are now thrust into a social environment
and drinking.
and drinking.
And drinking.
and smoking.
And,
yeah.
and whatever the fuck is going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But these are
Yeah.
already socially awkward people that don't know how to not be socially awkward. Then they get a little bit of that like liquid fucking courage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, well, Ben, you come off as creepy, dude. And like, if you are, and at the same time, if you're waiting to meet somebody, say you're like, oh man, I want to go see Sam or whatever, right? And you see her, don't just hover and stand there and wait for that opening to go talk. If you're there and like, I want to say hi, it is way more normal to just go up and be like, oh hey, I appreciate your stuff.
Oh my God,
by the way,
because I'm not going to go up to you. I see you
Yeah.
staring at me. I don't know why you're staring at me. Do you want to
Yeah.
stab me? Do you know who I am? I
I've
don't
literally
fucking
called
know.
people out and like, hey, are you waiting for something? Like, what's going on? Because like I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, yeah, I
like
forgot
I've called people out because like I'll notice them standing there for a long time. Like,
I forgot
what are
about
you doing, dude?
I forgot about that.
Like-
that has actually happened to me. Someone was standing behind me and AJ was literally like, Are you okay? Are you
good?
Like, you
you all
good,
right
dude?
over there?
Like,
Are you good, brother?
just say,
like, are you
like,
good?
it's so much more normal to be like to go up and be like, hey, but also final thing. Don't tap people on the shoulder either. That's just fucking weird.
No, don't tap me.
hate-
Also, I'm from New York. I'm gonna go swinging. Don't
Yeah.
fucking come up for me from behind.
There's something about like people tapping you and you don't know who they are, and I turn around and I see whatever you look like, and you're looking
don't
at me.
tap me on the shoulder.
like,
Don't come from my peripheral.
Yeah,
like you're going down.
You come straight in a straight line, hands at your side. no, hands in the air. You come at me, fucking T-pose it. Just T-pose it.
Oh yeah,
Just like,
T-pose.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a casual
weird.
T-pose.
Yeah, T-pose your
at
way
me.
to me. I don't want to see your legs move. I want you to drift like you're fucking a glitch.
No, don't do that. That's creepy.
Because that means you're dead, and that's scary.
All right, Sam, take us home.
Finally, okay. It's not gonna be fun.
Oh no.
Oh, whoops. Okay. I 30 male, gave my child the same name as my ex's child, and people won't leave me alone.
Oh, no.
Okay. I know the title may look bad, but read the whole story before you cast judgment. I, 30 male, used to be married to my high school sweetheart, fake name Linda, 30 female. She got pregnant when we were 20, and I didn't want to be a dad at that time, but knew that if I suggested she go to the clinic, I would be the asshole, so I tried to suck it up. Her parents pushed for marriage, and because my parents were embarrassed, they convinced me to do it. I was not happy with the wedding, and I felt like my life was over. The only joy that I could seem to find was finding out that my ex was going to have a girl, and she agreed that we could name her after my Nana. She was my great-grandmother who died when I was 10, and I loved her very much. I tried to get excited, but I wasn't. Not even when I held the baby for the first time. It just felt wrong, and I felt terrible. I kept waiting for this magic switch to go off that would make me love this little girl, but it didn't. I think maybe it was because I didn't love her mother. One day, a random woman showed up at our door and demanded to see her grandchild. I had no idea what she was talking about, but it later came out that my ex had been cheating on me and that her child was not mine. My ex denied this, but when I suggested a DNA test, she got all defensive. I did one anyway in secret. Her daughter was not mine. I showed her and our families the results, and I filed for divorce. Her parents tried to push for reconciliation, and when I refused, they threatened to use me for the money they spent for trade school for me. But there was nothing in writing stating that the money was conditional on my marriage to their daughter. It sucked that I was on the hook for child support, but a part of me felt relieved that, for the most part, I could just walk away. The baby was only a year old when the divorce was finalized, so it's not like she was going to remember me anyway. Unfortunately, my ex's daughter got sick and died, and while I was sad for the little life that was lost, I didn't attend the funeral. My parents still remained in contact with hers, so we always heard about each other, which didn't bother me, but I made it very clear I wanted nothing to do with her. I was able to rebuild my life, and I married my current wife, and she gave birth to our daughter. I still really wanted to use my Nana's name, and we compromised on it being the middle name. A week after the birth, my wife made a post about our daughter and showed her full name. The next day, I got blasted with messages about how awful I was to use that name and that my ex saw it and went off the deep end. I don't see as what I did as terrible because, one, it's a middle name and not the first. Two, it was always important to me to have a daughter with that name, and my ex's child was not mine. 3, it's not like my baby was born so soon after hers. And 4, I told my wife everything, and she was cool with it. So where do I go from here?
Okay. So
I don't know how to touch this one.
I think, okay, so for one, in regards to this, I really don't like families that stay involved with other families when there's no fucking need to. Like, I think that's kind of fucking weird.
This situation's
Like,
messy.
this-
Like,
this
they weren't
could've-
married that long. They were kids, and they're divorced.
Like, this whole thing, it's kind of like one of those things, like, there's some things you just take to the fucking grave, right? So, whatever. But this is a situation that could have been avoided if your fucking family wasn't, like, friends with her family on Facebook, or just fucking who gives a shit. It's not, It doesn't involve them. This part of my life does not involve that part of my life. It's fucking over.
Right.
I do think it's interesting that I'm not sure if that's just like if it's a thing because of how he was feeling with the marriage. I find it fascinating that like he had no attachment to the first baby, and I'm wondering if it's like somehow on a weird biological level he knew it wasn't his, kind of thing. Like I don't know, or what was?
Do you think he had like a feeling she was cheating? Because how else would he know?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. On kind of biological level, I'm wondering if he just somehow he just.
You think?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Who
interesting
knows?
Theory.
But like, I don't know. I don't think the person is bad for wanting to use it, especially one's middle name. 2, this person's not fucking involved. There's no reason she needed to know. There's no reason this person needed to know about this at all. It doesn't involve her. Who gives a fuck?
So my only thing with this is someone commented, I wonder, did some of your extended family continue to consider your ex's baby their family member? Had they already bonded with the baby? That's also something to consider in your response. He replied, yes, in spite of what she did, my ex got a lot of sympathy when her daughter died. Now, this comment alone is like he wants to emphasize so much that
was not his daughter. Yeah.
Well, not only that, but like
she got sympathy.
He has no sympathy. okay, what the ex did in cheating and doing this whole thing, yes, she was wrong for that. But the fact that he's going out of his way saying her baby died and she got a lot of sympathy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she deserves a lot of sympathy. Her fucking baby
There's
died.
no empathy in that, and like, I don't know. I guess it really bothers me, the thing that you brought up with his whole, like, I couldn't love her, and I had no, like, I felt no connection to this baby, even though I thought it was mine at the time. I don't know why that part bothers me in it.
You okay?
What? And my thing is, like, and I guess it is like an age thing. He was 20 when this happened. And then, like, now he's married and he has a daughter, you know. I guess that's the age part, but it's like, man, he saw a baby and he had no connection to this baby.
Yeah.
And then when the baby died, he was like, oh, well, she got a lot of sympathy. And he has no empathy for that. He didn't even attend the funeral. Like,
Yeah.
you were a part of this child's life in some form or fashion. You didn't even attend the funeral. You know,
Yeah.
like you I don't know. There's something about that rubbed me the wrong way. Like, why are you having children if you have, like, no empathy for this part?
I think, I don't know. It's a tough one because, one, like, I wasn't putting the math together. It's been 10 years. So that's a big break. He got pregnant at 20.
Okay, so
and
they're
now,
like
now he got
30
pregnant
now?
at 30. It's been 10 years. That's a huge
That's why
break.
that's why I said, like, that's a huge age change.
Yeah, so I do think that, like, the whole
Yeah.
naming thing after 10 fucking years is a long time. Like, is how you know, like,
Yeah.
at that point, it's been 10 years. Dude.
It's been 10
But
years and you got a divorce and your family is still speaking to your
That's what I'm
ex's
saying.
family?
Yeah,
Holy
that's-
shit.
That's
like-
fucking weird. Now,
And they weren't married that long, so it's just
Yeah.
like, well, why?
So, but in regards to what Sam was saying with how this guy is with the sympathy towards
Yeah.
the baby, like, one, like, obviously a baby dying is fucking tragic, you know, and I wish that on fucking nobody. Even if this woman
Always.
cheated on this
Right.
person, she doesn't deserve to have her baby be taken away from her. That's awful. It's one of those things where, like, I don't know, because obviously I've never been in this situation. I don't know how you would handle that in the sense of, like, it's kind of like, you know, we've seen similar situations where a dude's been like, I didn't have any attachment to this baby and it wasn't mine. I tried and I didn't have any attachment to it, you know. And I don't want to say I understand him not going to the funeral, but I guess I understand it, but I don't agree with it, if that makes sense. You know, it's like a weird thing in the sense of, like, the funeral isn't for the baby, the funeral is for her. He clearly doesn't give a shit about her. But at the same time, it's like, he was a part of the baby's life, but we don't know for how long. It seemed like a couple of months, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think he is kind of caught up. I feel like he's so caught up and kind of, I guess, blinded by her cheating on him.
I
that
think so.
Nothing else matters.
Yes.
He's so blinded by
It's
that.
just like,
That,
she's
like-
a terrible person because she was
she deserves
a
nothing
cheater.
because she cheated on him, you know? And it's just like, okay, but there's a certain line there where it's like, okay, dude, she's a fucking shitty person, but this is
I made a mistake, but that doesn't mean you have to, like, ostracize her.
I have a very small story in regards to not a kind of a similar situation, and one with families that are giving me information I didn't want about my exes. This was probably 10 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. I forget. It's been a long time. I got a random message from my mom that told me, "Did you hear about blank?" And I was like, "No, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about, right?" Because this was one of
Right.
my first exes. And it was actually the one that cheated on me. Remember when we had that story where it said, like, oh yeah, like, I'd been told that, and
The
it was
roommate,
like the
yeah.
roommate. No, not the roommate.
Oh.
The first one who literally said, like, I've been cheated on a lot.
The phone call?
The phone call literally. She's like, oh, by the way, I told you I was going to my mother's, and I went to my fucking ex's.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah.
So my mom she's like, did you hear what happened? I was like, no, you know, why would I, right? Turned out her sister had died. And I was like, holy shit, you know, like, it was like just complete tragedy, freak accident, you know, whatever happened. And this is something I don't need to know. This is not my business. It's not my fucking life. I don't really give a fuck about this person at all. I thought she was a terrible human being. But I still did reach out and like offer my condolences and to, like whatever, because there's a fucking threshold there. Like one parent, like to all fucking family and extended family, don't tell your children about what the ex is doing if you know, because they don't give a fuck. I promise you, they don't care.
Right.
But if you do and you're in that situation, also don't be an asshole with that information. Like it's one of those things. Like I don't know. It's just like it was a weird situation to be put in because like okay, this is fucking awkward. But like
You have to be polite, but it's like I haven't spoken to this person.
Yeah.
yeah, and no, this is a person. I'd been with her for like fucking 5 years, so I knew this person. I knew how she was going to react to the scenario and everything. And basically, it was like I said what I needed to say, and that was it. And that was the end of our conversation. It was like, hey, thanks, goodbye, whatever. We never spoke again. That's but like this kind of thing, he should have just fucking gone to the funeral. Like
Absolutely,
he should have just gone. That's what I'm getting at. It's like one of the things. Like, yeah, dude, she cheated on you. That fucking sucks. But her fucking baby died.
But
dude.
a terrible thing happened.
Like
and
you still clearly cared for her at some point in your life. That with this level of tragedy, and you were still kind of this close. You should have just gone to the fucking funeral. Like
he was just mad that she cheated on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
So I do like what this one person said. OP's not wrong for using the name. The ex isn't wrong for being upset. What is wrong is this resentment/empathy failure he seems to have over the fact that people feel bad for her at the same time as knowing she wronged him many moons ago. Her
Yeah.
child died.
yeah.
Like, I get it. I get from his standpoint. I totally
Yeah.
do. At the same time, I'm sure it's very upsetting for her to find out. And I bet you she found out through her parents too.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's these families.
And
they don't need to be this involved.
I'm sure it's very
Or
upsetting.
just stop gossiping.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it's very upsetting to find out that the person that you were married to, even though you fucked up and you wronged them, the person that you're married to now has another daughter or a daughter that is the same name as your baby that died. Like, I'm sure that's still upsetting,
Yeah.
And she's not wrong to feel upset, and he's not wrong to feel upset in all of this, but it's literally, I don't know, there is something in here in the way that he has written these things with him to do with any of this empathy for this child. You're right, he is focused so hard on her cheating on him that he was like, fuck it.
He's blinded.
You know?
Yeah. He's so blinded by it. And it's like, dude, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't owe her anything. She cheated on you. You when it comes to like, especially relationship shit, you owe her nothing. Fuck her,
Yeah.
right? But the cards get shuffled and changed when her fucking baby dies. It's at
Right.
the very least you can literally just go, I'm I'm sorry. I'm
and
so
that's
sorry
still
for
a
this.
child, and
It
that's
is
not
still a
something
child.
anyone should have to go
Yeah.
through, like burying
Yeah.
their child.
Exactly. Like you owe, like you can at least say I'm fucking sorry because this is a
And
person.
go
you were
to the
still-
funeral, and
Yeah.
you're still holding on to this 10 years later.
Yeah.
Oh, but she cheated on me.
She's still a human being who lost a fucking baby. Like,
Yeah.
But again, I can't. I'm caught up on the fact that the family is so gossipy.
Yeah, that's
dude.
really fucking rough, especially so many years later.
I know,
Yeah.
and again, it's pretty much through fucking Facebook and gossipy bullshit. I know, like, I have exes that have kids. I don't know any of their fucking names because, I don't have that gossipy of fucking parents or whatever, or families. I don't know their fucking names. It's weird to know your fucking ex's kids' names from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There's no reason this girl should have even found this information out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
ever. There's no reason she should have found it out. But
And what's crazy is 10, 15 years ago, she wouldn't have.
yeah, exactly.
She wouldn't have.
Yeah, this is a modern
They
day
would have
issue.
just gone
Yep.
on with their lives. You're
Yeah,
right.
this is such a modern day issue that's like didn't need to exist.
At the bottom of this, can you name your kid whatever the fuck you want? Yes, you can. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And anybody else who has a problem with it, it's fucking whatever. Like, this has nothing to do with anybody who's giving him shit about this. They don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I don't fucking understand putting a fucking. I too was in the boat with some of the commenters who were like, why is it the middle name if you really just want to fucking call her this, right?
Yeah.
And he explained that it's a really cute name and it's a really cute nickname, but that they put it as a middle name because it's not as he said, it's not a name that you would look professional with on a resume. So that's whatever.
Now
I don't
I'm
even know what the
curious
fuck
what
that
the
means.
fucking name is.
I know, right? Muriel. Like,
Amber.
but I don't.
It's a stripper name. It has to be a stripper
Oh
name.
my God, Cinnamon.
Celeste or some shit.
It's not cinnamon.
But at the end of the day, you can name your kid whatever the fuck you want. Was it maybe insensitive? It quite possibly could be. But at the end of the day, you literally can do whatever
It's
the hell
your
you want.
kid,
It's
and
your
it was
kid.
your grandmother's name.
Your
and that-
wife was okay
I
with it.
get.
Yeah.
It's what, and she knew the whole thing. It's not like he hid it from his wife either. Like he
Right.
told his
Like-
wife everything, and she was
I
okay
get-
with it too. I think he said he even suggested let's make it the middle name.
I think so. Yeah, like Sam says, it's definitely you have the right to do this. She's got the right to be upset.
Should you?
Should you? Yeah. I mean, like, well, really, it's like it's none of her business. It's nobody's business. It's nobody's business at all. The thing is, it comes down to the family's shared information they didn't need to fucking be sharing with people they
Yeah.
didn't need to be sharing it
Yeah.
with. You know?
Yeah.
It's
But the fact that both parents pushed them into marriage, my parents were embarrassed, so they convinced me to do it. That already tells you what kind of family it is to begin with.
Yeah,
And it's insane.
Embarrassed of what? Like
Exactly.
like
the. You know what does that mean?
These are the families that literally they won't let the past fucking die. It's the families that go, did you hear that, fuck, oh my God, Sushi,
That
please.
threw me off.
You fucking turn with the
What?
one eyebrow or the one eyelash or
eyelash?
fuck it
Oh,
on.
I was seeing what it was gonna look like. I couldn't
Like-
commit.
It threw me off.
Jesus Christ. Sushi over here putting her face on, and she looked at us with one eyelash, and just now it was gigantic.
I was putting it on to see if I liked it, if it was the vibe. Turns out it is.
But yeah, any of these extended families, if you ever go, did you hear about your ex's fucking life? No, and I don't care.
don't
Just
give a shit.
stop.
Oh, I don't.
Nobody cares about it. Stop. Just stop. Get a hobby.
I hate when people always like
meddling.
update me on an ex or a friend
Yes,
that I'm not
that's the worst.
friends with anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, why
That-
are
it's
you
literally
keeping
just
up
as
with
bad.
them? Why do you think I care?
It's just as
unpack
bad because
that.
you can break up with your friends too, and it's just as annoying when people go, "Did you hear about fucking whatever?" I don't care.
Nope, I didn't because I don't care.
So I'm minding my own fucking business.
Yeah.
Sure didn't.
Yeah. That was a. It's definitely that's a dark one, Sam.
Well, you're welcome.
Good start.
It was also pretty juicy, so.
It was juicy.
It was juicy. But alrighty, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm stretching into the microphone.
God, he's doing all kinds of
Wow.
weird yoga
Oh
positions.
well, I stood up too fast and I just got
You're
lightheaded.
an idiot.
No, I just I got really lightheaded, like because I stretched. Oh my God, I need to
You
eat.
look hungover.
It's because I haven't eaten yet.
Drunk, AJ?
I feel drunk. I need to.
Man, you know you're old when you wake up hungover, but you didn't drink.
You didn't even drink. Which has happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, why do I feel this way? Oh, I didn't drink enough water yesterday.
Yeah. All right, guys. Remember what we said about the iTunes thing.
Like, subscribe, give us a rating on iTunes.
Hit that notification bell.
Hit that notification bell.
Leave comments.
Leave
Do what you
comments.
do. Fucking-
Put your Burger King order below
Yeah,
in the comments
ew.
on YouTube.
That's the one you want to put above?
I don't know why I thought about Burger King. We don't eat Burger King.
Yeah.
Put your Taco Bell order
There you go.
in the YouTube comments
Let's know
below.
your Taco Bell order.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Why are you trimming your eyelashes?
Um,